declare. So yes, you'll all need to just accept that. I'm going to mute you all with love now. So welcome everyone to tonight's session. I'm Jackie. Just again, if there's any injuries or anything, just please let me know in the comments. We're going to be starting off with saddle pose. I'll give you a few variations. A bolster and a couple of books or 2 blocks would be great. And to start this pose, if there's any knee issues, there's a few variations. So your first variation is just take the knee out to the side and we'll just do a gentle lean back. Now the knee can be quite close to the other knee or it can be right out, just depends on your hip orientation. Some of you will very easily, just because of how your body shape and you're able to move your hips, will allow you to go back into saddle pose like this. Many of you won't. This is again an internal rotation of the hips. If all else fails, guys, just lie back and take a reclined butterfly. So we're going to take a moment or two just to settle in. If you want to do a right and left, I'm going to give you a halfway mark. So just nuzzle up next to your bolster. Take a moment or two there just to breathe into it and just gently guide yourself in. This is our opening pose. Again, just take your time and just find that first edge. If you need more things, then just grab them and place them where you need them and just listen to your body. So this is going to be really targeting the front of the hip flexors, those quad muscles. And if you're leaning back, you'll get that back extension. If you're not ready for it, then just stay upright with your body. So as we take a moment, again, that tonight's theme is just letting go. So even just going into this pose, there may have been a little bit of thought or doubt, or I'm not sure I can do that, or I've got a knee issue, and you might have already just brought a bit of doubt in. So just let go of those thoughts and just explore. The back knee could be bent and it can be out to the side as well. So just take a moment or two there. One of the more powerful, stronger poses, this one, and it's quite nice to start with this because then we get it out of the way and then we can just sort of let go and guide ourselves in through the practice. Maybe now you're thinking of how the body is responding to this shape that you're asking of it. And then come back to the breath. Maybe a sigh or a yawn, just letting go of the day you've had. This is our little midweek check-in. So again, honoring what you've brought with you onto the mat and then giving yourself permission to let it go. Again, turning palms up is a beautiful way to receive the universe's energy. You could even have one hand on heart and one hand on belly if you're connecting with your intention for your practice today. Remember, not staying in the shape or the pose for longer than your body needs. The body will tell you very quickly that when it's had enough. There's a gentle stretch and opposing compression and opening. Taking your time just to be in this space, in this moment. If you're doing one leg at a time, now's a good time just to slowly transition. Again, the slow exit out if you're transitioning left and right, and then swap legs. Again, this side may need something slightly different. So again, you can adjust that other leg to accommodate the internal rotation of the back leg now. Again, just bringing your focus back to the breath. And even into that kind of lower dantian, as we fill up that energy bank, breathing into it, allowing ourselves this time just to check in. Notice how this side is feeling. Is it more intense than the other side? How is the lower back responding? If you are opening chest and leaning back, just allowing the muscles to let go of their hold, allowing the breath, the chi energy, the fluids, the proteins into the deeper layers. This is why yin is known as the fountain of youth, as we stimulate that hyaluronic acid into the deeper layers, into those tissues, into the deep fascia. You can even swap how that front leg is and maybe try something slightly different. Sometimes we can get a little used to just going into autopilot. So trying something slightly different with that front leg can make all the difference and slightly different sensations. Couple more breaths here. So if you've been running, cycling, back in the gym for January, as many of us have started a new regime, this is a really great way to get into those very dominant deep muscles of the quads, the knee and the ankles getting a great stimulation as well. Now when you're ready, you're going to slowly exit out. So it's a bit tricky getting out. You might just draw your elbows in and slowly bring that leg back. And sometimes it feels quite nice just to massage the knee. Taking a little window wipe may feel nice. One knee to the front, bring the back knee to meet it, and open. And slowly bring the other one across. Taking a bit of a rebound now. And rebound, you might just want to move everything out of the way and just slowly either sit up. You could rebound sitting up, you could stand up. Just a neutral position, letting the body come back home to itself. And it feels a bit aged, a bit achy coming out, and that's a good sign. We've worked very, very deep. Once all that heaviness and that kind of achy feeling starts to subside and you feel like you've reset yourself a bit, you might just hug those knees in and take a little massage, and even a little massage of the knees, a little roll of the ankles. Just again, that kind of natural sort of instinct movement that you might feel, and even a point and flex of the toes might feel nice after that as well. Take a moment then to come up and sit. And just take a moment just to bring your hand on heart and one hand on belly. As you take a moment just to set your intention. Maybe again, just thinking about your new year. And every day is a new day. So we might just want to bring more love, more abundance, more happiness, or just let go. Maybe you're still holding on to last year. Repeat your intention now 3 times. And then when you're ready, we're going to start just extending one leg out in front and bringing the leg out to the side. So this is kind of like a half frog. Now, if you're on a hard floor like I am, you might want to just put your blanket under your knees and one under your ankle or heel area. Now, we can be quite narrow or quite wide. Again, it's up to how it feels for you. If there's any back issues, you may really enjoy sitting on that cushion because we are going to take a forward fold. So if there's any back issues, that may prefer just that little bit of a tilt of the pelvis. Now, you can get quite creative here. You can have a couple of blocks and lean forward on the blocks or the books, or you can grab your bolster and place it under your head. So we're going to be stimulating now the inside groin area, as well as, again, a little bit more nourishment through the knees. You could tuck that leg in or have it quite far out. Again, you're getting an internal rotation on this hip here. So take your time. I like to kind of get my bolsters, my bolster and my couple of blocks and make kind of like a little table. And what we're going to do is just kind of, first of all, lean into that space, into the center, and see how that feels. And then after a while, when we feel ready, turn and look to the front extended leg. Again, there's no rush. Take your time, just feeling into how this feels. Breathing into it. And again, noticing how those tissues are responding in that inside thigh, the calf and the hamstring muscles as well. So again, we're getting a little bit of liver and gallbladder, inner and outer legs, stomach and spleen through the knees. All those meridians getting a little touch on. And again, that's kind of gentle Ujjayi breath. Breathing into the belly will really help here as well. As you lean forward, and maybe you've already moved now your torso. There's a little bit of an opening through our QL muscle on the back as we lean forward. Again, just see where your head wants to be. If your head needs that support, then grab your bolster and have your bolster there. Trying to relax that front leg, that front foot. So try not to tense the toes, just let it release. Take your time. Just be in the body, in this space. And that folding forward, that going inwards is a really great way of, again, just touching into what we're still holding on to. Reminding ourselves, we just need to exhale and let it go. Trust the universe. The universe has got us. Not to worry about what's next, later or tomorrow. Now, some of you might be still quite upright. There may be lots going on in that front extended leg and even the back knee. So that's okay. Remember, all of our body shapes and skeletal variations are completely different. And that's why it's really actually quite nice doing yin at home, because you're not looking to the person next to you and thinking, oh, I should be doing that. You're really observing where you are right now in your body, in this capsule. Everything's changing moment by moment, even to that deep cellular level. A few more breaths here. And then in your own time, I like to sort of roll up through the spine. So I'll keep my chin in and I slowly peel the spine up because it feels really nice to really lengthen the spine up. And I kind of like just holding for a moment. So I feel like I've pulled myself up with that magic piece of string. connecting again maybe to the divine, your higher power, through the crown of the head, the crown chakra. And then gently coming out. So it's going to feel quite stiff maybe for some of you to come out. So you might need to draw that leg in. And again, give the knee a bit of a massage. So those knees are getting lots of stimulation today. And lean back and a draw down of one knee and take that window wipe. Again, they feel really nice and nourishing. And then we'll swap sides. So then just move everything over. Take again that frog position, just wrap the knee round and extend the leg in front. Start the whole process again. So don't worry if your legs are quite near. My little Ray's decided he wants to go right in the middle of the screen. I do apologise, he's not camera shy. And again, we'll start the whole process. So we'll lean forward again, and then eventually we'll move to the side if that feels right. So take your time. Maybe you've just got your couple of blocks. I quite like using the blocks instead of holding the floor. And again, sigh out. This is really quite tight for me. I just did a boxercise at class earlier. I've been trying to do legs in the gym. So maybe you've been, again, doing some new routines as well, and your legs are kind of talking to you. And that's okay. So just be kind with your practice. You're not pushing, so this is not the yang. We're going into the yin. The non-doing, the just being. Again, reminding yourself not to tense that front toe and foot. It's quite easy to go into that hatha mindset where you're pulling in. So just relax. Calf muscles, back of the legs, hamstrings. And then if you feel ready, turn the torso. If the lower back is speaking to your SI joint and it's not enjoying this, then just stay forward. Again, you can make that little table with your bolster if you have one. I definitely recommend investing in a bolster. They're lovely to recline back if you're working from home, just to open up the spine. Get a little bit of a myofascial release to use in the bolsters as well, pushing your body against them. And again, softening the belly. So again, like other practices, we contract the core and perineum. We're trying to relax and send the blood and the chi energy to the areas we're working. So it's front legs and back inner leg. Again, anytime the mind wanders, if you're really quite anxious at the moment, just keep repeating that little mantra that you set yourself, that intention, or repeat a mantra, or count your breaths. That's a really great way just to stop that monkey mind. Give it something to do. Few more breaths. And then when you're ready, in your own time, slowly make that slow exit out. And again, just see how you need to come out. You might feel a bit stuck on that leg and you might just give that knee a little rub again. You might just lean back and just take a gentle side to side. Take a rebound. Now you may just feel that was quite intense. So lie flat on your back or on your belly, or you could take child's pose or just sit. So whatever feels like it's resetting you. And for probably the first 3 years of me teaching yin, it was always on my back. because it was quite intense. I was very yang minded and my body was very yang. So it took many, many years for some of these poses to even be possible. And some people believe that the rebound is even more important than the poses themselves. Bringing ourselves now into that part of the nervous system called the parasympathetic, that part of rest and digest. So slowing everything down, allowing the body to recover.
This
And
is
taking your time, you're going to slowly then come out of the pose, the reset, and come to caterpillar pose, extending the legs in front. And again, some of you might feel quite comfortable if there's any lower back issues, sitting on that cushion. Some of you with really, really tight hamstrings may prefer a bolster or a bed pillow under the knees. So take your time. And we'll start again. So this is a flexion of the spine as well. So you can get quite creative with your books and blocks, and you can rest your elbows and eventually go forward. Some of you might be really flexible and not need the bolster. So just see what feels right. If there's lots of lower back tightness, you might just really appreciate just being quite upright with the spine for as long as you can. Take your time. And again, sometimes closing the eyes can help you again go inwards. So just see what feels good for you in this moment. Again, we're not flexing the feet, so the feet may fall in or they may fall out. Just depends on your hip orientation. And just surrender in. Give yourself that, again, that permission just to go inwards. I like this pose because I can look into my heart. And I can just remind myself to be kind, to be grateful, to be compassionate. Again, reminding yourself not to tense through the belly. Just allow the spine and the torso just to drape over the hips, moment by moment. Find your edge. After a while, you might not need the bolster under the knees. You might just let go. It's actually quite nice to have the bolster resting on the thighs. Breathing into that lower belly again, that lower dantian. This is, again, where we fill up the energy bank. And that works its way up to the middle dantian, around the heart, and the upper dantian. Notice any tingling. What's arising? If any thoughts come, just allow them just to drift by. Like a little twig, imagine there's a little stream in front of you. You can even float away. Good, so lots of lovely melting going on. And coming back to your intention, what brought you here this evening? What does your body crave? What does your mind need? New year, new start. A little midweek check-in. You can even feel the expansion and contraction into the back body. Very much a kidney meridian here, from the heels and the back line of the fascia, from the heels all the way up, calves, thighs, up the spine, over the head. This piece of fascia then finishes at the in between the eyebrows. Just flexes the spine. About 5 more breaths here. Honor if you need to come out a little earlier, that's okay. And the same thing here. That gentle peeling of spine back up. Feel really nourishing. Chin in. And then just peel up. Use your hands, walk them back to support the lengthening of the spine. One vertebrae at a time, just creating that space. That sort of pause can feel really lovely and nourishing too. Again, if you've got the bolster on your thighs, move it out of the way. And that gentle counter pose, lean back and just open your heart center. Give yourself a little smile for making it on the mat this evening. Take your rebound. Again, you choose what feels good for you. Sit up, child's pose, or lie flat down. And again, the creaks, the cranks, the pops will come out. That's a good sign. And breathe into your capsule. Expand and contract. With each inhalation, drawing in that positive energy from the universe, those messages. Now in the next pose, we've got 2 variations. We've got pigeon pose, with inclined pigeon pose, supine, lying on the floor. Like this, we just lift one foot, flex the foot and take it over the back leg. If this doesn't really do much with the option of threading the needle, if this doesn't get into your piriformis, into this glute area, deep hip area, then you're welcome to do a swan. Half swan is just take one knee in front or extend all the way back. So there's 2 variations, and again, this is up to you. If you want to be a bit more restorative, I'd probably recommend staying on your back. Having something nearby, something underneath that front bottom if you're doing swan, but you can just start off again, making sure that your knees are not on a hard floor, and just see how that feels for you. Taking your time. If you're doing your swan, you've just got one foot. Now, some of you might have your foot tucked in or out. This is again depending. There's 2 things going on here, an internal and external rotation of hips. And I find sometimes just massaging in, if you're really tight here, you've been doing lots of sitting or driving, And you can just slowly just drape the torso forward. Use your bolster or your blocks if you need to. Or just try it and think, no, not for me, then just lie on your back. And take your supine pigeon option with the back foot on the floor or off the floor, depending on how much intensity. I will just relax the foot, don't tense the foot up. Remember, we're not trying to go into the yang mindset. It's all about using your body weight to get that compression. And think of your yin practice as like a masseuse with their thumb pressing into that really tight area of the body. And then when they let go, that flush of chi energy and blood just moves all the debris, all the toxins. So that's why it would be really lovely to have lots of water tonight and tomorrow just to help your practice and the detox of flushing out. After a while, if you're taking swan and you had a block underneath here, then you could just slowly take it away. You might not need that support for the pelvis anymore. Again, 3 to 5 minutes. If you're fairly new to yin, then I would definitely advise just backing off after that sort of 3-minute mark. Your body will tell you. And the more you practice, the more the body will let go. And just observing, how is that feeling? Then slowly start to back off, slowly, slowly, slowly. So remember, we are coming up to a full moon weekend, so there's lots of changes going on. And we're doing a lovely New Year cleanse gong on Sunday in Wokingham. So if you want the ultimate way to start your new year, completely cleansed, then you're very welcome to join me. It's all on the Gym Catch. Take the other side now again, maybe starting with just lying down on the other side for a while and then transferring to your swan. Yeah, try something different on this side. Maybe this side needs something different. I quite like the lying down version because I can get into massaging by just moving the knees forward to the front or towards the back, giving me something slightly different. And again, if one knee is a bit dodgier than the other, then that's okay. Just take the lying down option. And just making sure you're padding up under those knees, you're not on any hard floors because it's just not that comfortable. A couple of blocks or bolsters in front if you're taking swan or half swan, or this is called deer pose. This is kind of the half variation. That block under the back buttock now may feel nice just for a while, just to give you a bit of stability there. Remember, we're in no rush. There is nowhere to get. We're not aiming to get to the mat. We're just exploring. Is this too much? Is this too little? Or, yes, that's just right. That's where my body wants to be. And just bringing in tonight's theme, and just letting go. Even as you exhale, you can just say, I let go. Let go of any negative thoughts. And let go of any negative stories I've told myself. Any negative beliefs. Each day we just make a clean slate. We start fresh, we are reborn. Again, if you have that block under the back buttock, you can just take that away if it feels good, or keep it there. Now another minute here. Again, if you need to exit out, do a little rebound, reset. A bit earlier, that's absolutely fine. Just follow what your body's needing. And in your own time. Slowly, slowly. So if you're on your back, just let your leg come down. If you're in swan or deer, half swan, slowly bringing your legs forward. A nice little window wipe where you feel nice there if you did swan. And then take a rebound. Again, it could just be sitting. It could be child's pose, or you could just lie back on your belly or back. That neutral position. What feels neutral for you, where you feel like you're doing nothing? And then when you're ready in your own time, we're going to come to now bridge pose. So you might really enjoy having a book or a block. And we're going to place this into the sacrum. So the sacrum is the two knobbly bits when you move left and right from bridge. So you're going to have your feet, lie yourself down onto the mat if you were sitting up to reset. Take your book or block. If you've got a book, you might want to blanket over it. You could use your bolster. A little core connection just to lift the hips off the floor and place the block on the flat surface. So we never do this in yin because that's actually quite bad for the sacrum, putting pressure into the very weakest part of the pelvis. So flat surface underneath. Now, you're not putting it on the tailbone or the lower back, it's that flat surface of the pelvis. And when you rest down onto it, it will spread. And you can move left and right and just to check that you're in the right position. Now we're getting a lovely back extension and that lovely compression into that really tight area of the body. Your arms could be at the side, overhead, wherever they feel comfortable, even a Y shape. If your ponytail's in the way, then just move that out of the way because you'll get a lovely, again, compression into the back of the skull. So we'll get a bit of a myofascial release there, pressing down, using our body weight against Mother Earth, against the floor. Now, for some of you, this might not be doing much. So you can bring pontoon in, where you bring one leg in and extend the other. Get a bit of a back hip flexor there. Swap halfway, and then you can just drape your whole body over that book or block or bolster. Again, relaxing the pelvic floor muscles again. Letting the feet just fall in or out if you're extending them. And this might take a few more minutes to get here, so don't rush. These are just the variations that you can try. If it gets too much and you get too much heat or too much tingling or any pain in the lower back, then just back off and bring your feet back flat onto the mat. Maybe you went a bit too quick in. Breathing into the belly, so that gentle ballooning as we inhale, send the breath down. And as we exhale, just completely emptying. Feel the navel drop down towards your mat, block or book or bolster. So again, a really nice way if we have been doing lots of sitting or driving, or even if you're like me, still sitting on bad chairs at a dining table, then we tend to sit really, really inappropriately where we're not allowing that lovely arch of the lumbar spine. So I definitely recommend supporting your lumbar spine with a cushion, or like I have with one of my seats, a memory foam special little cushion that helps with that arch. A few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, you're going to make a slow exit. So gentle core connection just to lift up, but you can try to do it without, that's even better. And then just roll the spine down, peel it back down. You might need a hugging of the knee, or if you're a bit more practiced, just drop straight into your rebound, extend the legs out. There'll be quite a bit of warmth, maybe a little bit tingling, because we've really worked quite deeply there into the kidney meridian. Remember, the kidneys are where we hold our vitality and our jing, which is again given to us from our parents in Chinese medicine. And I'm sure we can all do with a bit more vitality at the beginning of a year. When you're ready, hug your knees in. And we're going to give you an option to come into a nice twist now. So there's a few variations. If there's any back issues, you may enjoy having that block or cushion in between the knees and keeping the hips together. Take them to the back, and you'll slowly over the next few minutes keep the knees together. If there's any back issues, arms can be hangman. If there's a couple of you in the room, then you might do, yeah, just abbreviate your arms a bit and the back shoulder will come down. If there's no back issues, you could do a tightrope like an eagle leg, or even that supine pigeon twist. So there's it's yogi's choice here. The idea is not to put pressure if there's any lower back issues. So keep it gentle and keep it really light. You don't even have to take your legs too far across, and see how that feels for you. So a twist, yogi's choice. What's going to feel nourishing for you? What's going to nourish into the lower back and not be too demanding? And just feel the back shoulder, that nice compression down, and this is that sort of kind of corkscrew effect now. So giving it again a nice suck and squeeze effect to the digestive system, to the liver, gallbladder. So everything is getting a little bit of an opening, a compression, a squeeze, detox. Again, just breathe into any resistance, and if it still continues, then gently back off. A few more breaths here. And then gently bring your legs back to center. So again, try not to engage core, but if you're very new to yin, any back issues, just engage a little bit, bring them back to center. A little rock and roll in the center, a little pelvic tilt, may feel nice, little massage there. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So the option again is have your book, your block, or your bolster in between your knees or underneath, and lift your hips to the front now. Extend your arms. And then just slowly start that gentle descent of the legs going in the opposite direction to that front shoulder. And I've got a lovely poem to read out. And again, it's on the WhatsApp group. It's one of my favorite for my yoga yin practices. She let go. She let go without a thought or a word. She let go. She let go of her fear. She let go of her judgments. She let go of the opinions swarming around her head.
She let go of the committee of indecisions within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good and it wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be, and a smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her hair, and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. When you're ready, slowly make your exit back to the center. Again, nourishing into a little hug of knees if that feels good. And then take your rebound. Now we're going to finish with legs in the air, and if there are any pregnancies, you may not want to do this, so you may want to just recline back and do maybe a reclined butterfly. Legs in the air. If you've got no wall near you, you can grab the book or block or bolster and just place it under your sacrum again, like we did in our bridge pose, and just lift the legs up. Again, a great way to finish, flushing again, cleansing all the way from the extremities, all the way down. If you have a wall or your couch, you can even just rest your feet on your couch and just bend your knees. So just a few moments, finishing in our last pose. Again, just honoring. If there's any resistance from the legs being in the air without the wall, then just relax them down. Enjoying 5 more breaths here. And again, a great pose if you forget everything else that we've done today and you just take one pose from this session. This is definitely the one to finish the day with. So sometimes we do a longer savasana. Each practice each week is different and themed differently. When you're ready, slowly lower your legs down. Prepare yourself for savasana now. And some people believe that this is, again, the best thing that you should be doing. So a little shorter one this evening. Again, just taking your time to find that comfortable position. Lie yourself down, grab your blanket. Keep your legs wider. Then your hips, and just let your feet fall apart. Bring your arms away from the body and maybe palms facing up. So again, just receiving that universal energy. Shoulders relaxed and away from the ears. Take a few deep breaths in. And allow that deep exhalation just to let go. Reminding yourself it's okay to let go. And as you're lying down here, notice your breath moving in and out of your body. Let your breath follow its natural cycle. Don't control it or send it towards any specific part of the body. Just be aware of how it naturally occurs. With each inhalation, experience a sense of expansion, openness in the body. And with each exhalation, a feeling of relaxation and peacefulness. And every time you exhale, let go of any tension in your muscles. Every time you exhale, see if you can let go of the weight of your arms, legs, head, and whole body. Allowing yourself to fully trust the surface you're lying on. You're in a safe place. Lying here, you cannot fall, nothing bad can happen. It's time to let go completely of any tension left in your body. And every time you exhale, allow yourself to melt a little bit further down into the earth and letting go completely to gravity. As you're lying here, breathing, notice the aliveness in your body. The blood flowing through your veins, your heart beating, your breath slow and long and calm. Scan your body and maybe notice any sensation of warmth or tingling in different areas of your body, maybe in your hands, in your feet. Allowing things to be just as they are. Find a sense of coming home to your body. A sense of everything being connected. You are whole and complete. Perfect. Breathing, alive. Now, staying in the state for a few minutes, you're very welcome to stay here. You're at home. You might want to finish with a bit of open journaling or complete your practice with a nice gratitude list. Maybe stay away from your phone for a while, or even for the rest of the evening, stay away from any blue screens. Just really honor that nourishment that you've just given yourself in this session, your yin practice, your time on the mat. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jackie. If you'd like to ask or talk to me about anything of today's session, drop me an email or quick WhatsApp. And all of these sessions are recorded. You just simply go back to your confirmation email and you'll see them about an hour later after the session's finished. Blessings, and thank you so much for joining.
Mm-hmm.